hello there, creeps. You're just in time. Your old pal, the Grim Reaper, is getting ready to end Santa's reign of holiday cheer. You better believe it when I say I've got quite a gift in store for old Saint Nick. He may have the sleigh, but I'll be doing the sleighing if you catch my drift. Well, while we wait for Santa to get his big old fat butt down that chimney, how about we pass the time with a haunted holiday poem written by Blake the Vampire? It's called The Night Before Christmas. It was the night before Christmas, and all through the house, not a body was stirring, especially my spouse. Her kidneys were hung by the chimney with care, my hopes that her intestines would also hang there. The children were nestled all dead in their beds, no visions of sugar plums 'cause both had no heads. And my wife in her nightie and missing one pap, her and the kids were settled for a very long nap. It was such a joy to see and nothing else mattered, to witness all the blood and all the brains splattered. I had a headache, then all in a flash, I'm standing here naked and my body a splash. The blood that covered all the fake snow gave the entire Christmas tree a more ambient glow. And what to my wondering eye should appear in the refrigerator but an icy cold beer. With meat cleaver in hand, so bloody and so slick, I had to get rid of the evidence, and that real quick. My demons were with me, I knew all of them came, and I whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dagon, now Dante, now Paimon and Valak. On Cusco, on Cutham, on Darkor and Daemon. To the top of the ceiling, to the top of the wall. Clean away, clean away, clean away all. The wet bones did snap as if they were dry. So happy with my artwork, I almost did cry. My friends the demons cleaned up and I knew that I would get away with it all and not be screwed. The Christmas lights kept twinkling, there was no proof. Not one drop of blood left, there was nothing aloof. The voices in my head had me happy and proud. I did a good job, they said, and I cried aloud. I got dressed in my winter fur from head to foot. With axe in my bag in my hand I did put. A bundle of severed heads I flung on my back. Lots of great goodies all stashed in my sack. My eyes, how they twinkled, my dimples, how merry. My cheeks were like roses, the amount of blood was so scary. My evil little smile was drawn up like a bow. The beard on my chin dripped great gobs of gore on the snow. The stump of my wife's finger I held in my teeth. The blood covered my mouth and it looked like a wreath. I remember her face and her tight, slender belly, and laughed as I recalled turning it to jelly. My son and my daughter were next. I was like a jolly old elf, as I laughed when I chopped them all up by myself. With a wink of my eye and a twist of my head, and soon both my son and my daughter were dead. I spoke not a word as I went straight to work, and filled all my stockings like a greedy old jerk. And laying a finger to the side of my nose, who's next to die, I wonder, God only knows. I sprang to my truck with a satisfied whistle, and away I drove like the dawn of a thistle. All who passed by heard me exclaim as I drove out of sight, Merry Christmas to all, and to all good night. My, wasn't that a ghoulishly frightful poem? Sure, it wasn't all in good taste, but it was still loads of fun if you ask me. What's wrong? You didn't like it? Bah, party pooper. You're still worried about my plans for Santa. Well, don't you young ones cry no tears for the big fat guy in red. Christmas may be coming to a permanent end, but that's no reason for the festivities to stop. There will be plenty of fearful screams to go about as I take over as Reaper Claus. It may be a bit different, but I think you all end up growing quite fond of Christmas once it becomes an official holiday. Oh, and don't let me forget about that crazy rabbit once we get closer to Easter, because I've got plans for him too. The Easter Bunny won't even know it hit him. Ha 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 ha!
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
That must be Santa now. I better go grab my scythe and put an end to this madness once and for all. I'll be back as soon as I take care of business with the fat guy. Don't you be going too far now, because there's more scares coming from the channel soon, so be sure to slaughter that like button, subscribe, and ring the dead man's bell, so you won't miss out on more content from Reaper's Horror.